please, if you're listening to Electrify America, please go out and fix this, because if your charging network lets people down, you're going to totally derail the EV movement. It's really, really frustrating. And when you're the biggest public charging network and you're not doing it right, and you're not taking care of your customers, it's very discouraging. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Average EV. Today we are going on an investigation. I was at a charger doing a 10 to 80% charge speed test on 150 kilowatt. I've already done the 350 kilowatt, great results. And I'm like, I want to see how fast on a 150, so I know how inconvenient is it for somebody to use a 150 over a 350 with the ID4. And then I noticed something, that I wasn't getting the full amperage current into my pack that was being requested by my car. My battery was warm, everything was perfect, the stars were aligned. I plugged into Electrify America and I was only getting 280 amps. And this wasn't the first time it had happened, but it was the first time I realized maybe something's wrong. So today, I'm gonna do a little bit of an investigation. I'm going around to a bunch of the exact same units. I'm gonna go to a few different units as well, and I'm gonna see what's going on. Is it my car? Is it the units? Is it Electrify America? And then, we'll kind of add it all up at the end. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, we are here at the Rosedale Electrify America station in the Golden Ring Shopping Center, and we've got quite a situation here. So this unit I'm on right now is operating at reduced power. Now fortunately, the station did alert me to that, and that I plugged in just because I want to see what reduced power meant, and it's giving me 50 kilowatts, which is better than nothing. But honestly, when my car should be receiving twice, if not 3 times as much as that, depending on where I am in my pack, should I be charged 43 cents a kilowatt hour for reduced speeds? Like, if every station here was reduced speeds, like, this rate should be decreased, because I'm not paying for slow speeds. I could go somewhere else and get slow speeds. So this is not okay. I'm gonna go check a couple of the other units and then see what's going on. All right, we've got charger 3. Power has been reduced, and actually it's worse than that. It is unavailable. Now fortunately, and I guess I'm just trying to get so you all can see that a little bit better. In the app it says it's unavailable, which is good, but again, now that's only 3 out of 4 stations functioning here in Rosedale. Okay, so I've plugged into charger 1 now here, and it's the CHAdeMO CCS, just to see what's going on. And right now, as you can see, my car is requesting 207, it's getting 206, so that's good. It says working properly. I don't know if it's capable of giving more right now because my battery is not warm enough. So I'm gonna let it charge up just for a little bit so the battery is nice and toasty, and then I'm gonna see if it is still, if it's working properly or if it's giving limited amperage. So I'm actually gonna head out, and then I'm gonna come back to the station in about, I don't know, half hour or so. That way my battery can warm up a little bit more and I can stay at a lower state of charge. That way I can see if this entire station is putting out the amperage it's supposed to or not. All right, so let's go into the next station and then we'll come back. All right, everybody, we're here in Abingdon at the Electrify America station. I'm hooked up to, again, another Signet charger. Gonna see if it's giving the amperage. My battery should be warm enough now, and then I'm also gonna plug it into the 350 and see what amperage that gives me. It should give me the full 500, but we'll see. We're charging, and look at this. So my car is asking for 312 amps, and the Signet is giving 300. Well, it just went down, but it's giving the amperage that it's asking for, and I'm getting 112 kilowatts. Okay, so these are working, and I've been to the exact same but in a different place, and they're not giving me the full amperage. So this is making me think maybe I'm right. All right, everybody, I'm plugged in here to the 350. Now it's not giving me full speeds, but it is at least giving the car what it's asking for. So I'm gonna call this as a victory, which is good. I'd like to come back here with a lower state of charge, because as you know, with lower state of charge, I can get much faster charging speeds. I've gotten upwards of 187 kilowatts in the car. Right now I'm only getting 104, but that's okay. So I'm gonna unplug. I'm gonna go back to the other charger and see if that is awesome, if that's gonna give me the amperage that I was getting here, or if it's gonna give me that limited amperage. And just to make a note about that charging station, those Signet units were made in May of 2020, just in case that plays into something. So those are actually older than a lot of the ones that I've noticed have been failing. So I'm interested to see how this continues to play out as I check all these other Signet charging units. All right, everybody, we're back here at the Rosedale Electrify America. Battery's warm. Let's see what kind of current it is giving us right now. And I just plugged in, so I'm waiting for it to initiate. And we're initiating. Here we are. My car is requesting 355. It's giving me 217, 227, 226. And let's see. Notice my battery is warm, 21 degrees Celsius. Again, it's requesting 344. I'm getting 227, which means it's giving me 83. I don't know if y'all can see that, 83 kilowatts, which makes me think this has more than one power module that's failing, because that would be basically a 40% power reduction from what I should be getting, because I should be getting 120, a little bit more with 350 amps. So clearly something is going on with these Signet chargers, and I think I'm onto something. I'm gonna go plug into the other one over there that says it's functioning and see if it's giving me the same thing. All right, we're plugged in at the last dispenser. Let's see what we're getting. My car is requesting 330 amps. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It's giving me 96 amps, 35 kilowatts. Now that makes me think it might be a cable cooling issue, so I'm gonna flip my car around so I can try the other handle and see if that one's working. Yikes, Aroni and cheese. All right, everybody, I have switched to the other handle, and guess what? 35 kilowatts, 96 amps. My car is requesting 324. Houston, we have a problem. After that debacle of a charger, I needed a palate cleanse, and I came here to the Nottingham EV Go, which always serves me right. And if you've been a follower of my channel at all, you know I come here quite a bit because I like EV Go and how everything works here. And there's Cricket, and Cricket has been down for quite some time. But guess what, everyone? I've got some news. Cricket's back. Cricket is back, and I'm charging on Cricket, and it's just, what an honor, what an honor. But anyways, we're back here. Let's check out the numbers. Now again, these are labeled as 200 kilowatt chargers. However, it's a little misleading because they can't actually put out 200 kilowatts to a 400 volt car. So if that just confused you, don't worry about it. Basically, it's a little bit of mislabeling. I think they need to find a better way to label it, but it is what it is. So here we go. Let's check the data from the car. And yep, all this unit can give is 200 amps, not kilowatts, amps. Okay, my car's requesting 300, it's giving 200, but that's expected because that's all this can give. And it's giving me 71 kilowatts, which is what I would expect. Again, if you're not quite sure on that, if you look here on the side, it says, actually, this one says 125 amp max output. So that's interesting because it gives me 200 amps. So maybe that's mislabeled. I think I've talked about that before, but yeah, these can only put out 200 amps. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Cricket, welcome back. Hello everyone, I'm here at a EV smart charging station. It's in pretty bad shape. This one is low power, not working, and this one's giving full power, and it's a BTC unit, okay, and there it is, 130 kilowatts, 129. It's giving me 348 amps. My car is requesting 375, but all this can give me is 348. That's what should be happening at the Signet units, but it's not. So I just wanted to prove that it's in fact not my car, but it's most likely the units. All right, everybody, we're here at Electrify America, Arundel Mills. I'm getting full charge speed, which is great. And my car is requesting 346. It's giving me 344, 46 change. It's good. So this is working. Let's see when these ones were built. 2020 January. 2020 January. So that's interesting. All the ones that were built earlier in 2020 have been working, and all the ones built later in 2020 haven't been working. I'm not sure if that means anything, but it's interesting to know. All right, everybody, and we've got a another ID4 right next to us charging, and they're not quite getting the same speeds. They're getting 60 to 44%, which is way too slow. I'm actually gonna go tell them they might want to hop in on this charger, but that's their choice. Everybody, we're here at Electrify America station in Glen Burnie, and everyone, this is just a sight to behold. All right, so we've got Ioniq 5 charging down here. I'm gonna try and Ioniq 5. We've got an ID4 from New Hampshire. We've got another ID4 from Maryland, and then we got me. I'm not gonna show you me yet because this is exciting. This is me parked because this ID4 is charging on this charger, which isn't even working properly. It's charging at 53 kilowatts, and the spot they're parked in is working perfectly fine, giving 125 kilowatts. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Anyways, let's get back to the video. So my charger is actually giving the correct amount of amperage, and it is working properly, giving me 120 kilowatts, which is what the car is asking for. I don't know if you could see, there was a little bit of a glare. This ID4, it's at 67%. They should be around maybe 70-ish, maybe 60. So maybe it's close to right. I'm not gonna call this one not working, but I obviously can't test it. This is a Pro S. It looks, I think it would be an older model. And then this one, they're 63, 74. Oh, so this is a good test. So they're at 74, which is about where it should be. And this one is at 54. So yeah, I think maybe something's wrong, or maybe it's right. I'm not gonna call either of those not working, but it appears as though these are working, so I'll call it that. And these were made in May of 2021. So it looks as if all these are working properly. Let me go check out the Ioniq 5. And they're on a 150, so they should be getting, they got 126 kilowatts. I'm not really familiar with their charging curve on a 150 kilowatt, but I know they can get up to 177, but they're past halfway, so that may be okay as well. So I'll call this one working properly, although I can't definitively because I wasn't able to test all of them, but at least the one I was able to test is working properly. Really just man, this blows my mind. So I am completed my investigation about these Electrify America chargers. I went to several, as you all have seen, chargers. I also went to a few non-Signet units, and I also went to a couple other companies just to get some control data to see, okay, is it my car? Is it this specific company's charger? Or whatever it might be. And the findings I had were a little confusing. So the Signet Gen 2 chargers that were older were actually functioning properly. The ones that were younger by a few months were the ones that seemed to not be working. Based on the data I've been collecting, and I noticed, which first brought me to want to look into this, it is either one of two things. And again, I'm not an electrical engineer, and I'm not going to pretend to be, but based off everything I've kind of seen and read, these are my two thoughts. Likely thought one, which I think it probably is, the power modules in the chargers are starting to fail in these Signet Gen 2 chargers, and that is causing the issue. Because it's like it's 20%. So, and again, I don't know how many power modules are, but I'm gonna guess 5. So if there's 5 power modules, exactly 20%, so is not being delivered. So again, I'm supposed to get 350 amps on a 150 kilowatt charger, and I'm only getting 280. So that's exactly 70 less, which is, 20% less. So that is what I think the likely situation is, or because over time all of the power modules are equally derating because of being used a lot, and that could be a possibility. But again, I'm not an electrical engineer, but it just appears to me, since it's such an exact 20%, it must be that power module's failing. If anyone knows or has a better idea, put that down below. Again, my comments, I call them an appendix, because I don't know everything, but I'm just trying to bring to you all my observations, and I notice what appears to be a major issue, a glaring issue. And this is why, because when I was in my Kona and I would go charge at these stations, my Kona can't get more than, it can't get 350 amps, so I never noticed the issue. But now that I have the ID4 and it requests, really it wants 500 amps, but at a 150 kilowatt charger, it only gets 350 amps. I'm noticing, oh crap, there's a problem. And it needs to be addressed, because right now it's cold and people think it's just because it's cold. But what's gonna happen is, as it warms up and the issue still exists, and people are gonna be expecting faster charging speeds because they're road tripping and whatnot, it's gonna become a big issue. So, yeah, it needs to be fixed. Another thing that I thought it may have been, but now I definitely think it's not, was the weather. The only reason I can rule weather out now is because I use a Signet Gen 2 charger, and it worked perfectly fine. So, and those were the newer ones. So it couldn't have been the weather. It's the same temperature. It's just, it has to be something. Maybe they're faulty modules. Maybe they're just used more. I don't know. But I mean, people are going to use these, and they need to be able to handle the traffic. So that really can't be an excuse. And it appears as though other companies like Tesla are able to do it and have minimal issues, and if there is an issue, they can fix it quickly. So I don't know. Hopefully Electrify America sees this and cares enough to go out and fix these chargers. They have to have the data to know they're not outputting the correct amount of power. Please, if you're listening to Electrify America, please go out and fix this, because if your charging network lets people down, you're going to totally derail the EV movement. It's really frustrating. And when you're the biggest public charging network and you're not doing it right, and you're not taking care of your customers, it's very discouraging. So here's what I'm asking you all to do. If you could, if you go to any charger, it doesn't even need to be the Signet Gen 2, but I just noticed it with the Signet Gen 2, please leave in the comments below if you had an issue and what your charging speed was. If you're supposed to get over, if your car can charge over 150 kilowatts and you're getting 100, there's probably an issue with the charger. If you have an OBD and can get that data, that would be even more helpful. But I'm gonna try and compile data of what's going on here with these chargers that are being derated. Second, make sure in plug share, in my opinion, that's not a successful charge, because if you're paying for a car like mine that should be able to get 150 kilowatts and I'm getting 100 kilowatts, that's an unsuccessful charge, and I would mark that as unsuccessful in plug share. And also on the Rate Your Charge Twitter account, and hopefully app one day, I'm hoping that they make that into an app, because I'll be the first one to download it. Please make sure you're logging that as not successful, because some power is good, sure, but if your car's supposed to be getting and the charger isn't doing its job, then I think that's an issue, just in my opinion. And Electrify America needs to know it's not okay and it needs to be fixed. People wouldn't go to a gas station and pump 80% of their gas and be cool. they're going to be upset. They're going to go to the attendant and they're going to make sure they get their 100% gas. So again, you know, I think it's a glaring issue. I notice it with these particular chargers, but you know, it happens with other chargers as well. So, you know, let's band together. Let's make a difference. Let's try and get charging right now before there's more EVs than the charging network can handle. And then it's just a debacle and people don't even want to have EVs. So thanks again for watching. Please give a like and a subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Please share this video so maybe someone can see it that needs to see, oh, wow, those chargers aren't working. And, you know, that's all we can do. So thanks a bunch, and I'll catch you all next time. See ya.